Welcome to another episode of 1878 United Fan Zone. Manchester United 1, Brighton 3. I don't kind of get over this one. For me, it's one of the worst performances I've seen Man United put together as a whole team. And kind of reiterating kind of what Amorim said today, just poor performances all around. The only one I can probably give credit to, Ahmed. He seemed to fight towards the end, but I got to touch on a point here. This fan base, when David De Gea, one of our longest serving players, decided to go towards the end of his career and kind of make mistakes and not play very well. We ridiculed him. We wanted him out. I'm not saying go back to David De Gea, as amazing as he is playing right now. But Onana is not the future for Manchester United. He is a liability in that goal, and it's just horrendous. How anybody can sit here and defend him is beyond me, because this isn't, oh, he had a bad game. Was it a bad game last year when he came to Manchester United and ended up costing us the Champions League, into which we had our worst run ever, the Champions League, because of his consistent goalkeeping, of how bad it is. I'm not going to say we would have won today if those two goals hadn't have gone, if he hadn't made those mistakes, but it would have given us an opportunity to draw or maybe even nick one at the end, kind of like we did one in midweek. But to come out when there is no one around you, and then for some unbeknownst reason decide to step backwards into the goal and just let it walk past you and let it go and let the player tap it in. 𝗕𝗏 is slightly to blame there. I don't understand how he doesn't stop that, but that goal was 110% on Onana. That last one, the third goal for Brighton, was some of the worst goalkeeping I've seen in my entire life. I've seen non-league. I'm from a town called Stamford. I've seen better goalkeeping at Stamford, and this for me today was enough. Bayern didn't have the greatest of games at Spurs, but I'm going to put that up to the fact that he just doesn't play. He just doesn't play. And when he gets another opportunity, he grabs it by the horns, as they say, and puts in a magnificent performance. It's time for Bayern to be in goal for Manchester United. And this is just one player I'm going to go after right now, and that is David De Gea. I'll get to some more in a minute. But I can't defend this goalkeeper. He has to go. I just can't. The Man United performance overall is just horrendous. But how on God's green earth does that third goal end up? How does the ball end up in the back of the net? There was no one around him. He spills the ball. De Ligt, I'm not going to blame, because the ball hit his leg. There was an opportunity there. If it had gone a little higher, De Ligt would have had an incredible save. But enough is enough. We are in a relegation battle at Manchester United. This is quite possibly, and in 2025 to say that as a Man United fan is upsetting. It's disgraceful. Yes, I came up in an era where we were fantastic, and since Fergie's left, we've been on a downward spiral. We haven't been great. We won some trophies and we've won some stuff here or there. but this is just too much. You know, I'm gonna always continue to support Man United. I'm always gonna be there. I'm always gonna support them through thick and thin. But something has to change now, and it's not the manager. I'm 1,000,000% behind Amorim on this one. I don't see how in any God's green earth that this is his fault. He's playing wing backs. The only thing I would probably change in his system right now is probably playing Ahmed more of as a wing back than two central defensive wing backs. They don't get down, so when the front three get ahead, there's no one on those wing areas, and then there's no one in the middle because Ahmed is being taken outside. 𝙈𝙊𝙍, absolutely horrendous. Fantastic player last year. I'm not going to say he doesn't fit this system. I think he does. I just think he is unfortunately being played out of position, and you know that's just the way it is. He's not a left-sided player, and it doesn't come natural, and it doesn't come easy to play on a position that you're not used to. It's not. 𝙈𝙊𝙍, great defender, and I've been very, very impressed with him since he came at Man United, but he also, I don't believe, is a wing-back. And if he is going to play a wing-back, I much prefer him on the left side. He did play there at Bayern in a few positions on the left, and I think he would be better suited over there. And I would have him on the left and have, you know, as of right now, have Ahmed on the right. And I'm not going to sit here and blame, like last year, that we have injuries, because we really don't. Luke Shaw is out injured and Mason Mount is out injured. I'm not going to sit here and say this is on them. But yeah, something's got to change. And the fact that we get the news this morning that Antony is most likely leaving for 𝗈𝙊𝙍 tomorrow. And then we got 𝗕𝗓𝗍𝗓's leaving, which was probably the last time we're going to see 𝗕𝗓𝗍 in a Man United shirt. And quite possibly Anthony too. Unless Man United have something up their sleeve that we just don't know about, and for them to let those players go, as bad as Anthony is, he's always an option. I think he did pretty well. He's been doing pretty well since Amorim's been here, coming off the bench. To let these players go and not bring somebody in, I think we're gonna if we don't replace them and we don't get a striker, I honestly see Man United finishing very, very close to the bottom. You know, Everton, great win today. Great win. You know, they beat Spurs 3-2. They got the new owners. They got money to spend in January. They got a new manager, which we all know about because we decided we wanted to fire him after 8-9 months. I've always said that was a mistake, but that's neither here or there. I think Everton finish above us. I really do. I just can't see where this Manchester United team goes from here. We put in 2 great performances against Arsenal and Liverpool, and a horrendous performance midweek to the point where we didn't deserve to win the game. We just didn't. And if we put in a performance like that against Southampton, where do we go? You know what I mean? You've got Brighton until midweek. That was their first win in 9, I believe, midweek. And then we go get absolutely smashed. As the headline says, I'm not going to say the worst team in history, you know, because we have been relegated before. But this is the worst team that I have seen at Manchester United. Team, not coach. Team that I've seen at Manchester United since I've been a Man United supporter in the 80s. This is absolutely atrocious. I feel sorry for Amorim. You could see it in his press conference today. He just bending his knuckles back. He just doesn't know where to go. I just don't know what to do as a Man United fan. There's nothing I physically can do, obviously, but I feel so sorry for Amorim. This was just an utter utter disgusting performance from those players. They should hang their head in shame. And that's pretty much all I've got. Obviously, you know, we go again on Thursday. I'm not confident. We play Rangers. You know, we should be expected to beat Rangers. I don't see how we do. If we can't beat, quite possibly, as of right now, the worst Premier League. Well, we did beat them 3-1, but in my eyes, it wasn't a win. But if we're playing like that against the worst Premier League team in history, and it took us 80 minutes and one person to beat that team with a great performance at the end, how do we beat Rangers? How do we beat Rangers? And then let's not forget, if we don't beat Rangers, there's a quite possibility that we have to go in a playoff to go through into the next round of the Europa League. I'm lost for words with what this team is, what they've become, because it's absolutely disgraceful from these players. And if Amorim does not drop Onana, then I don't know what else you have to do to get dropped, because the guy is a pure and utter liability in our goal. It's disgraceful that he is still a Manchester United goalkeeper, and there's nothing more than I can say to that. Those were schoolboy error on the lowest of the lowest quality, and I'm 90% sure my child could have saved the third one. I just don't know. I know Mikey, you know, I hear he has a video coming out today on his opinion about these. So tune in for that today. I'm going to be back in tomorrow with some more reviews. Hopefully I've calmed down a little bit by then. But I'll speak to you all guys later. I hope you all have a better day than what Manchester United are giving you. And we roll again Thursday.